Hello, my miraculous friend, and welcome to another episode of the Magnify Your Miracles podcast. This is Reverend Frances Faden, and I'm so grateful that we get to spend this time together because we're going to be talking to one of my favorite people on the planet, my wife, Deepa Liu, and we're going to be talking about a really cool subject, which is spirit guides, and she's going to be telling you all kinds of cool things that she's discovered this year. But before we do all of that, let's get ourselves grounded and centered. Please join me just for the next minute or so and taking a few deep breaths together. And again, if you're driving, please keep your eyes open, but you can bring your awareness to your breath. Breathing in the energy of expansion, breathing out anything that you no longer need. And just allowing yourself to let go of whatever happened before or after and just be here in this moment where the divine is just waiting to connect with you. And as you allow your mind to be relaxed, it becomes more open and receptive. And knowing that whatever it is that you need to hear today to be inspired, to magnify your miracles is exactly what you're going to hear. Let's take one more deep breath in gratitude and we can begin. All right, my friend. Well, welcome back. And I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful that we get to spend this time together. We're going to be talking about a topic that I've been studying since I was probably 15 or 16 years old, the subject of spirit guides, but we're going to be talking about it in a completely different way than I was taught or that I learned about. And Deepa's going to be helping us. I'm excited because Deepa is the first guest I'm having back for a second interview. She was here with us last year. And I know we have many, many more listeners than we had at this time last year. So I'm excited to reintroduce you to her. She is my beloved wife, and she's an amazing artist, and she's got so much great stuff to share that I can't wait to introduce you. So let me read a little bit about Deepa for you so that you understand a little bit about her background, and then we will bring her on to the podcast. Deepa Liu is a sacred artist, spiritual success coach and teacher, interfaith minister, healer of consciousness, and co-founder of the Magnify Your Miracles membership. She has been on the spiritual path for over 30 years and calls herself a Buddhist yogi. As a sacred artist and spiritual teacher and coach, Deepa works with the spirit guides that are all around you. She does this through creating sacred portals, which she's going to be telling you about today, that are doorways to the divine presence and connecting you to your spirit guides that are just waiting to guide and help you in having more ease and flow in your life. She works with spiritual seekers, healers, creatives, highly sensitive women, and heart-based entrepreneurs to feel the divine presence every day, develop their intuition, connect with their spirit guides, and fulfill their purpose. Yay! I'm so excited. Please help me welcome Deepa. Hi, Deepa.
Hi.
Yay, I'm so glad to have you back. I know this has been an amazing year for you, and I really want you to share with everybody all the great stuff that's happened and what you've realized. But before we do that, let's just start with my very first question, which is your definition of a miracle. And has it changed at all over this last year?
I wouldn't say it's changed. Yeah, my definition of a miracle is anything we can't explain. But I think I've become even more aware of the miracles in the simple things in life. So I think that's probably the biggest change that's happened over the year.
Yeah, that's so true. I can say that that's been really true. It's kind of narrowed our focus into like the moment, and that's where we can see even more miraculous things happening. Absolutely. Yay,
Yeah,
I love that.
definitely.
Well, we have so many new subscribers, and there are people that probably haven't heard your story. They might not have listened to your interview from a year ago. So I'm wondering if you'd be willing to share just maybe an abbreviated version of your story about becoming a sacred artist and about this energy of creating these portals and how that came for you. Because I mean, I've known you now for 20 years, and I know that this was not how you were when I met you at all. So share that story with us so that people understand what does it mean to be a sacred artist and how did you become one?
Yeah, well, all started when you encouraged me to take an art class. And I was taking the art class, and my teacher used to yell at me to relax. I mean, literally yell at me from across the room. Oh, relax, Deepa, relax. You got to relax, And so I started incorporating my yoga because I'm a yoga teacher and meditation teacher also. And so I started incorporating that and into just relaxing and getting into that centered space of being connected. And then it was time for me to paint my first person, and I decided to paint Yogananda. For those of you who can see it visually, it's right over there. If you know anything about him, he wrote Autobiography of a Yogi, and I wanted to paint him as my first person. And so I got this download that I want to paint him though with his power and his vibration, and I want people to feel blessed by him, because my whole thing is one of my great purposes is I want to put blessings into the world. I want to bless people. I want to create blessings. And so I had this intention of, I want to create him so that when people see the painting, they feel blessed by him. They feel his power and vibration. And so I finished him up, and one of my co-students came by and, did a thumbs up, said, "Hey, Yogananda's in the house." And I thought, "Oh, okay, I did a pretty good job." But that's not the amazing part of the story. The amazing part of the story is a week later, because I had put him up to dry, I was checking on him, and a woman who I did not know, had never even seen in the art studio, comes up to me and says, "Are you the person who painted Yogananda?" And I said, "Oh, yes, I am." And she said, "Well, I just have to tell you, when I look at that painting, I feel his power and vibration, and I feel like I'm being blessed by him." And on the outside, I was like, "Oh, thank you." But on the inside, I was like, "Oh my goodness, it worked. It worked. It worked." And so I just, when I saw it worked, I'm like, "Oh, okay, I want to create other blessings, and I want to create other paintings that people feel blessed by them." And so I just kept going with that intention of creating more blessings. And I came to realize that they're called, these are sacred portals. And then what started happening is I started having these visions in my meditation where at first I didn't know why they were coming. And then I started to realize they were, spirit guides coming to me that wanted me to create them in a physical manifestation into a sacred portal. So that's kind of where it all started in a Reader's Digest version.
Yeah. So through the process of it, so first of all, you didn't even know you could paint, which is amazing. Like you didn't even know that you were a painter. And then for those of you, if you are watching this, I know a lot of people are listening, but if you watch it on YouTube, I encourage you to take a look and see, because Deepa has behind her several of her beautiful portals. The one of Yogananda, it's literally the first time she drew a person. And I don't know about anybody else, but my first time trying to draw a person did not look like that at all. So you had this talent that you didn't even know that you had, but it seems like in saying yes to the talent, it also awakened a spiritual gift. You started having visions, and you never used to be a visual person at all.
Right. I mean, that was the amazing thing, is as I started to step into owning, okay, I'm here to create these blessings in the world and these sacred portals. What started to happen was I started to have these visions when I was never a visual person. I mean, I would do guided meditations, and like they'd say, "Oh, envision the golden light, or the ball of light in your heart, or the ocean," and nothing. I wouldn't see a thing. And I just thought, "Oh, well, I'm an empath. I'm more feeling oriented, and that's my intuition talks to me through that sense." But by stepping into and combining the spirituality, because I was doing like yoga postures, doing prayers, pranayama, different things before to kind of get into that right space to be able to infuse, the painting with that intention, it opened up new spiritual gifts. And the first one was visions, because I didn't have them before. So I just, and they would come faster than I can paint them. They still will come faster than I can keep up with painting them. So that's why I have like a whole book of where I've jotted them down in short, little drawings with notes of what I saw, so I can, continue to paint them.
It's amazing. I just love your process. I'm so fascinated by the whole thing. I'm a big fan of all things metaphysical. So having been able to witness this process, I'm still amazed and blown away by the power in these beautiful paintings. And so tell us what happened in this year, because it seems like, I don't know if it started with your painting of the Sword of Light or when it started, but something shifted where you were creating these paintings. And you created them so that they became portals. They became doorways where you could commune with the divine. And then I know you would set them up, and you would have these events where people could then commune with them. but something shifted in this year where they went from being like just portals that were coming to you starting to tune into the spirit guide energy behind what was going on. What happened?
I don't know if I mentioned this last interview, but it was actually last year when was it the year before? It all started with the personal divine presence portals, I think, and that wasn't this year, but I don't think we talked about that last
No,
time.
that was yeah, that was two summers ago.
Yeah. Um,
Yeah, tell us what happened with that. That was awesome.
yeah, I actually what happened was, I realized I was kind of in the spiritual closet, like I would hide a lot of stuff. Like at first, like my sacred portals were only blessing me because I was afraid to show them to people, So I had to like just do some healing and come out of the spiritual closet. And one day at a business training, I thought, I'm sticking my stake in the ground and I'm going to come out of the spiritual closet. So I did, but and then 24 hours later, what happened was I had put up on my site because I had gotten a download like a year or year and a half before then, but to put on my website to do these personal divine presence portals. I had gotten a download from Divine Mother saying, I want you to put on your website that you can tune into somebody's energy and, see the spirit guides that are around them, and you can paint it and create it into a portal that's specific to them to help them with any specific challenge they're having or a purpose they want to manifest. And so I put it up because I do my best to follow divine guidance, but I did not know if I could do it. And so I was scared, but I did it anyway. And then when I stuck my stake in the ground, um, then 24 hours later, I got an email from someone saying, I was looking at your website and this thing you do with creating the person's, personal divine presence part. I think I want one. I want to talk to you about it. And that was the first one I created. And it was scary because I didn't know for sure, could I do this? I'm trusting the Divine Mother has told me to do this because I can do it. And now what I know is that, she's doing it, or, the spirit guides are doing it. I just need to be that open channel to let it through, and so I don't worry now anymore. They show up for me, you know.
So when
So
you found that you were able to do it when you tuned into that person's energy, right?
right when I turned to their energy, I had a vision, and even that was scary because the person kept talking about Mother Mary, Mother Mary, Mother Mary, and I'm like, I did not see Mother Mary, And so I go. The way it works is I do an appointment, and I end out having them state what they want help with, and then we meditate a little bit together, and then I get a vision. I don't tell the person what I saw. I go away and I create the portal, infuse it with the blessings that they've given to me because they give me a message for them too. And then we have a second appointment after I do it, where I show them the portal and give them the intuitive message that the portal is giving them and how to work with it. And they teach the person how to work with their personal divine presence portal. So when I delivered it to her on, we get on Zoom and showed it to her, tears started to come out of her eyes because, and so I was like, oh, okay. I was relieved, like it's okay. It's not Mother Mary. And so that's when I really, got confidence that, oh, okay, this is something I'm here to do. I'm here to create these personal divine presence portals of people's spirit guides to help them, in their lives, to help them, in their creating their purpose, to overcome challenges. And so that's when that became clear, when that I was to do that. And I can't remember if that was last year or the year before.
I think that was the
Um,
year before. Yeah.
yeah, I think it was
But
the
it,
year
it
before.
seems to me like in this particular year, maybe because we've had such a focus and such a concentration of energy that's gone on, that there's been something about tuning into and being able to feel the energy of the spirit guides. Because I know you have a lot of paintings of Mother Mary. She comes to you a lot in visions. You just started doing stuff with angels. But, and that's part of the question I have about spirit guides is a lot of times people think, well, there's Mother Mary, there's the archangels, but then spirit guides are over here. They're this other thing. But you don't believe that that's true, do you?
No, what I've come to realize with working with the spirit guides, because now I work with them every day, just about, and then I'm creating them, maybe not every day, but I'm continuously, working on some other portal or doing a personal divine presence portal for a client, or in my coaching, I do what's called sacred portal spiritual success coaching. They come in, these spirit guides. One always volunteers and does the guides. Is that the spirit guides are all around us 24/7. Everybody has them, but you have more than one. they come in with specific things to help you with, like, and they come here to help give you more ease and flow in every area of your life, from your career to your relationship to stepping into your purpose. And different ones show up for different periods of time. You might have one that stays with you throughout your life. People talk about that as like a guardian angel. Not might, you have one that stays, but you also have these other spirit guides that come in to help you to overcome a challenge or to step into a purpose and expand into that next level, because there's always a next level. There's that law of more life always operating. And so we're supposed to always be growing and expanding, and our spirit guides are here to help us.
So if we have these spirit guides around us all the time, which I absolutely believe that we do, why is it that some people don't know, they can't feel it, they can't tell? Is there something that keeps us from being able to connect with them in your experience?
Oh, definitely. I have a class I call Open the Door to Your Spirit Guides. And there's 4 things that keep your spirit guides at bay. The first one I found is attachments. Yeah, any
Mm,
attachment you have, like to is showing up a certain way, or something happening a certain at a certain time, cuts off your ability to hear or sense what your spirit guides are communicating to you.
that makes sense. So if you're expecting to see a big bright light, and your spirit guide wants to show up in a different way, it keeps your awareness from being able to perceive it, is what you're saying.
Exactly, exactly. So you're also your paradigms, your belief systems keep you from being able to be aware and being able to see it. That stops it. Your fears, you know, stop it. Any kind of fear having, like if you're in stress or anxiety, those are fears, and those stop you from being able to, sense it and hear it, and know, what they're trying to communicate to you. And the fourth one, which is a fear, but it's really important to realize, is that thing that says to you, "Oh, who do I think I am?"
Oh yeah.
That thing where, like, "Oh, I'm not good enough to why would they show up for me?" That keeps them at bay a lot. But I'm here to tell you, they're here 24/7. They're around you right now. Even if you can't sense them, they're here. And that's what I've come to realize. And I'm a person who did not, I would say, necessarily believe in spirit guides before I met my wife, Frances. I wouldn't say I didn't disbelieve or believe. I just didn't have any idea about them. I didn't spend time connecting with them. And
Right.
it's been through this process of, growing spiritually and stepping into creating these blessings that has really brought forth, oh, these spirit guides are here all the time. And our conversation about Scrooge, that really, like, even cemented, it's funny
Yeah,
how that
tell them
was, but
about
that,
that. Tell them.
yeah. Well, Francis and I were talking about this, the Christmas Carol story. I like the version called Scrooge because it's a musical, and it made me, all of a sudden, I'm like, there are 3, he gets visited by 3 spirit guides in one night, and well, look what happened, because when you think of Scrooge, what do you think of? Everyone thinks of, like, what? Close-hearted, mean, cheap, miserly man, like,
Yeah.
oh, and he gets visited by these 3 spirit guides, and at the end of the movie, what happens? He has amazing transformation. He all of a sudden has an open heart, becomes generous, joyful, and so I realized even more, after thinking about that story, was the spirit guides are here to speed up our transformation. They're here to, like, help us with this, but we have to be open to them. And as you saw in the story of Scrooge, he had a spirit guide that showed us something different. Each of them showed him something different to help him have that transformation.
Yeah, it really was the accumulation of all 3 of them. I don't think just one of them would have done it. It needed to be all 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and you see that in the movie. The first one, he's like, "Yeah, well, my imagination." And when you think about it, right? Haven't you all you listeners, like, on it, and you get something comes and you think you doubt it, and you go, "Oh, is that really happening, or am I
Oh yeah.
making that up?" That's what goes on. Your spirit guides are trying to talk to you, and we're like, "Is this real?" You know?
Yeah, we minimize it. We tell ourselves it's a coincidence. I just made it up, whatever it might be. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. So if there's those 4 things that keep them at bay, are there things that help them to become known to you? Are there things that people can do to, like, welcome them?
Well, that's the first thing, really, is a willingness to
Willingness.
become aware of them.
Mhm.
Like, if you're always saying, "Ah, they don't exist. Blah, blah, you know, it takes long. Like for me, when I first started doing the sacred portals, I had this intention, but my doubts and my own programming would come in and go, am I the only one who feels this? Is this real? Maybe I'm making this up, you know? And it took me to keep taking action and putting out causes and having things happen in my life that made me go, oh no, this is real. You know, no more doubt. Stop doubting. This is real, you
Mhm.
know, because I just thought it was only me. And I, you know, couldn't step into it thinking it was only me.
Yeah, absolutely. I always
Yes.
say that to my own clients. It's like the first thing you have to do if you want to really start connecting with spirit is invite spirit in.
Exactly.
Invite
See if
spirit
that's
in.
his willingness and openness.
Mhm.
Even if you can't sense anything, just you know, invite them in. And I actually ask people to say, you know, out loud. You can put your hand on your heart, or you can just say it out loud if you're driving. You know, I am open and willing to meet my spirit guides.
I
I mean,
love
that
that.
really is the first step. You know, it's like being open and willing to meet them. Because if you're afraid of them, they're going to stay away. Because they,
Yeah.
you know, we all always have personal choice, every one of us. And you can choose to connect with them and you can choose not to. But the spirit guides are never going to push themselves on you. They're never going to force themselves on you.
Right.
So if they're communicating and you're not hearing it and you don't want to hear it, or they think, you know, they just stop or they just step back. They don't go away, but they
Right.
take a step back and they stop being so I'd say vocal, but you know, it's not always in words do the spirit guides speak to you.
Yeah, it's like they respect your boundaries. It's like
Exactly.
they don't want to be intrusive. They respect your free will, and if it's going to scare you or make you nervous or whatever, then they don't want to do that because that's the opposite energy of what they're here to do.
Right. I mean, they're here to help you step into that next growth level, whatever it is, you know, wherever it is, whether it's spiritually, emotionally, mentally, you know, financially, they're here to help you. They love helping people with their purposes. You know, like how do
Yeah.
you? Because that's
Yeah.
we're all here with these purposes. We're here to fulfill, and I say purposes because I have come to realize we're here with more than one purpose. You know, a lot of people think, "Oh, I want my purpose," and I think when I find this one thing, I've arrived, and it's not that. You know, it's you step into the purpose that's here now, and then you do that, and it should grow and expand because you're growing and expanding. So it may be that you continue to do the same thing, but on a bigger level, like bigger
Right.
impact into the world. Or it could be that maybe you've done this for a while, like it being a parent. You know, when they're little, that becomes one of your big purposes is to raise that child to be the best that they can be and provide for what they need, you know. But as they get older and they move out, then that becomes, you know, like you're still their parent, but you don't have to be as focused on it. They're adults now. And so then there's that next level of what's your purpose now that your kids have grown up and moved out? You know, because I can guarantee there's one there for you.
Hmm.
We're all here on the planet to do something that helps the world in some way. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be something that's affecting millions. It could be you're affecting one other person's life.
Hmm.
That could be the one that does millions, you know, but we're here with some kind of purpose, and purpose is as you grow.
Totally. So you're going to be teaching a course beginning February 28th of 2021. And what's the name of that course again?
Connect to your spirit guides.
Okay. So you don't have to have any experience in knowing how to connect with spirit guides. You don't have to be a painter or anything like it doesn't have anything to do with that, right? This is really about learning how to connect with your own personal spirit guides. Is that right?
Yes, it's all about helping you to like, okay, you know, these things that keep them at bay, there's things that you can do to you know, like change your paradigms and your belief systems to how to move yourself out of the fears and, you know, the things that keep them at bay and to work on the things that actually strengthen and develop that connection. Yeah, because your spirit guides are just like your best friend. You know, if you only talk to them once in 10 years, how deep would their relationship be?
Right.
You know, so the more you consistently commune with the spirit guides, the stronger the connection becomes. You know, the more you develop trust, because the biggest question I get or hear when people talk about their intuition is one, they want intuitive downloads or more intuitive downloads, but two, I wish I could trust it more. You know,
Hmm.
now some people will say, oh, I trust my intuition. And my second question is, do you actually act on the guidance you're getting? And if the answer is no, or sometimes, it means that you need to work on your trust. Because
Right.
if you trusted it 100%, you would act on every little thing
Yeah,
that you
totally.
got guidance for, you
Totally.
know. And it's a process, like me putting up on my website when I didn't even know that I could do it was me trusting my guidance 100%. Well, I should say 98%, because if I really trusted it 100%, I would have started telling everybody in the world about it. And I did not tell everybody in the world right away. It took for me to have that first client. But
Yeah.
see, what I tell people is when you act on it and you do that, the spirit guides rush behind to support you. Because once I did it once, then I started talking about it. I didn't hide it anymore because I'm like, oh, I can do this. Okay, let me share it. Let me start doing it. I want to do more of these.
Yeah, it's so true. So true. Well, I know one of the things that you do is you'll often ask your portals, which are your best friends, if any of them want to come and show up when you do an interview or if you're doing a class. And did you get a chance to ask? Did any of them want to come and give us a little sample of what it's like to connect?
Yeah, I had what I call the heart chakra angel portal, sacred portal. This is the spirit guide of the heart chakra. And they volunteered to show up. I don't know if you can see that really well. Can you see that good?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just going to remind people too that the portal that's right behind me, Deepa painted this one. It's called Mother Mary Blessing the World. I always have it behind me, and this is also a sacred portal. But yeah, so we can see her. There's the beautiful heart chakra angel.
And this is the heart chakra angel. Now, this is the heart chakra angel that appeared to me, but everybody has a heart chakra angel. And this is the thing I started to realize was that as the spirit guides are speaking to me, because the spirit guides started to talk to me more. I started communing with them on a regular basis. Every week I check in with them. Sometimes every day, it just depends on kind of how life is and stuff. But every week at least, I'm connecting with one of my spirit guides. And they've revealed that, they're, like all the ones that I've created, all these sacred portals are actually spirit guides that are here to help, the collective consciousness, the collective people, anybody on the planet. And, they help you and support you, but you also have your own. So you have a heart chakra angel that may look differently than this, or you may have another spirit guide that looks different than like what you might have seen from somebody else, that's here to support you. So, I mean, and
Beautiful.
that's part of the thing with connect to your spirit guides. It's about helping you to start connecting with your specific guides that are wanting to commune with you and support you. Because it's something that one of the biggest things I've seen that people don't understand is that when they first start to make themselves known to you, they start communicating to you in the way that you're wired. So in the class, we're going to talk about help you discover how you're wired so you can start to recognize how they're starting to talk to you. And then that will probably grow and change because mine spoke to me in one way before and now come to me in visions and now give me downloads and give me, like intuitive guidance messages to give my coaching clients. That never happened. All that's what's happened in the last year. Like when you say in the last year is, they've been put into my coaching. I don't coach anybody without the spirit guides, the portals coming in and directing the direction of that session, because they know better than I, like what's going to transform this person and help them step into what they're wanting to manifest in their life.
So cool. All right, I am going to change us. I'm going to change this view so that you're the only one in the view. Oop, wrong way. Let me pin you. There we go. So go ahead and take us through whatever you want to take us through.
Okay. So let me just explain a little bit what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a little guided meditation first with the portal where I'm going to have you, we're going to close your eyes for a little bit and breathe. And we're going to have you open your eyes and look deep into the portal. And I'll guide you through it. And then at the end of that, I'm going to lead you to see if you get a message from the spirit guide, from the heart chakra angel.
Okay.
And then I'm going to lead you into, after that, you can take a moment if you want to stop the video, the audio, and write down what you get, because that can often help. And then I'm going to actually give a message from the heart chakra angel just to see what they have to say for all the listeners.
Okay, great.
Does that sound good?
Yeah, this sounds awesome. So it's
Okay.
going to be a little guided meditation where we get to get a message, and then you're actually going to give a message to everybody. That's awesome. Okay, yeah, go
Okay.
ahead.
All right. So this is close our eyes for a moment and just focus on your breath. And of course, if you're driving, you might want to wait to do this later. Just focus on your breath. Taking a deep belly breath, expanding that belly to rise as you inhale and fall as you exhale. And with your next inhalation, draw on the energy of bringing that divine energy inward. And as you exhale, let go of any tension, any busyness, any distractions. And inhale, just drawing your energy into your astral spine, which is in front of your physical spine. And exhale, letting go of any blockages, any limiting beliefs. And with your eyes closed, as if you're looking at a mountain in the distance, just have your eyes slightly at a 45-degree angle up towards your third eye, the point between the eyebrows. Just allowing yourself to awaken yourself to the spirit guides around you. And then gently open your eyes and stare into the heart chakra angel. Just allowing yourself to be aware of the senses of what you see, maybe what you feel, hear, taste, know. And as you stare into the heart chakra angel, just ask the heart chakra for any guidance or messages. And be receptive and listen with all of your being. Now just close your eyes and let the heart chakra reveal itself to you with your eyes closed. Feeling the blessings of the heart chakra angel blessing you with the ability to open your heart and connect and know. And whether you got a message or you didn't, I invite you to pick up pen and paper and write down any impressions or feelings or what you heard. And when you're done writing, just thank the heart chakra angel. Even if you didn't get a clear message, thank them for their presence because they're always here blessing you, even if you don't know it. Okay, I'm going to tune into the heart chakra angel, ask for a message. It's interesting. The heart chakra angel talks about it's time. It is time to be open to what is coming from your heart. And the heart, it's the first time I felt like it's almost like the heart chakra angel is saying, don't delay, delaying is going to hold you up. And I never usually get that feeling of like, like how important it is to step into this now. That the heart chakra angel is saying how when we have a closed heart, um, we start to contract our energy, contract our ideals, contract our possibilities, contract our options. And so it's if heart chakra angel is saying if there's anything or anywhere in your life that you're feeling dissatisfied with, that you really want to do a prayer and say, I'm ready to open my heart in this arena. If it's like in your relationship or in your job or your business, heart chakra angel is saying about, do a prayer to open your heart, because when you open your heart, you're opening the possibilities, you're opening the opportunities. And people don't realize that when you have a closed heart, that's why people who feel closed off can't see the opportunities and they get depressed, because, that closed heart closes off opportunities, closes off possibility, closes off, your mind to seeing something differently. And so this is the first time I've ever felt like the heart chakra saying like, this is the time in this year that how important it is to really practice the energy of openness of the heart. And you start by doing that by just doing a little prayer to your heart chakra angel, even if you don't know who that is or if you have one, because that will start to make a crack in the door.
Beautiful. So beautiful. Thank you so much for that, Deepa.
Thank you.
I love that. So if people want, now you have museum quality reproductions of your beautiful portals that people can purchase, right?
Yes.
So if they wanted to get their own heart chakra angel reproduction, they can do that on your website, right?
Right. They could go to deepaliu.com, and I don't have every G clay up yet. G clays are the term for high end museum art reproductions on there. But I have,
But you do have that one.
yeah, I do
So
have the heart chakra angel.
I'm gonna put the link in the show notes just so people know if you want to. But they can go to deepalu.com, and then I think you click on gallery, right? You click on
Right. You click
the
on
thing that says
gallery, and that's where you can
gallery,
start
and
to
you'll
see
see
them.
them, the ones, if any of them speak to them, that they want to work with. Also, are you still offering the gift that if people want to contact you either about your coaching or about getting their own divine presence portal, that they can set up a time to talk to you?
Sure. That's with deepaliu.com/gift. And I
Okay.
give a complimentary, what I call a next step connection call.
And they
But
can
they
see
can use
whether
it
the next,
also for like if someone's interested in doing a personal divine presence portal.
yeah, so whatever the next step might be, whether the next step is to take your class, to work with you individually, to get a painting, like whatever it might be. So that's something that I'll also put in the show notes, deepaliu.com. And Liu is spelled Liu. So it's
Correct.
DEEPALIU.com/gift. And then about this course that's happening on February 28th. How do they find out about that?
Well, at deepaliu.com/connect to your spirit guides, just all run together. It's,
Okay.
there's no
Connect
dashes or anything.
to your spirit
Yeah.
guides. Okay.
And that class, one of the things I really want to stress here is how important it is to start connecting to your spirit guides. This is the big thing that's been happening over the last year, is the spirit guides have really been making themselves known to me that this is important. This isn't just a little game, like everybody like wants to know who's my spirit guide, who's my guardian angel. And they've been trying to tell me this is not just a game. This is important. This is the time, because they're here to help us step into that next growth, that next level, and bring it with more flow and ease. And when you don't connect to your spirit guides, that's when we catch ourselves going around and around and around. I don't know if any of you have ever seen that. I used to have that before my spirit guides, is I would catch myself and see myself circling back around to the same thing and not making a lot of progress. So if you're in that area in your life or place in your life, the spirit guides can really help with that. Obviously, you have to listen to their guidance and act on it. But this class is all about that. How do you listen? How do you learn how to recognize how they're speaking, to you? And, first step is learning how you're wired, and you're going to learn that in the class. But also communing with them. So we're going to commune with some of my sacred portal guides to start to help you to start making those connections. But then also, how do you connect with the ones that are specifically around you? And these portals can help that with that. But we're going to teach you what's how to overcome the blocks or what keeps them at bay. How do you
Mhm.
start to change the paradigms and beliefs? Because the law of more life is always happening, and if we're not actually working with it, that's when you're going to be in resistance, where you find yourself constantly resisting what's showing up in your life. So,
Beautiful.
so yeah, I just have come to realize that they've been coming to me telling me, like, this is important. This isn't a game. It's not just a parlor game for fun. We need to like lift up the energy of the planet, and the spirit guides can help you do that.
Totally. Oh, thank you so much, Deepa. I'm
Thank
so
you.
grateful that you shared your beautiful portals. I love this heart chakra angel. I think it's just so amazing. All of your portals are amazing, but I'm so excited for this work. I highly encourage people. Obviously, I am biased, so I'm going to be totally transparent about that. But you guys know I don't bring anybody on the podcast unless I know they can really help you magnify your miracles. And I have seen Deepa helping people magnify their miracles through these portals, through her coaching, through her classes. Really amazing transformational stuff. So thank you so much, Deepa. And to everyone that's listening, just remember, my friends, that the key to magnifying your miracles is to realize that your miracle is already here. God bless you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.